Welcome home. You turn the key in the lock. Click. You close the door, leaving the mad world outside. You take off your shoes, inhale the scent of freshness, and fall onto the soft sofa. You think you are safe. You think your fortress is impregnable. What a fatal, naive mistake. We conducted a massive investigation. We studied corporate patents, medical reports, and sealed court cases. We found 30 killers masquerading as comfort. They lie on your bathroom shelf. They stand in your kitchen. You touch them every single day. Take off your rose-colored glasses. We are putting on X-ray specs. Welcome to your personal, cozy branch of hell. Get ready. We start with the heart of your home, the kitchen. Fact 1. Non-stick cookware. Let's start with the king of deception, your favorite non-stick frying pan. You love it because eggs slide off it like they're on ice. But do you know the price of that slide? The secret of Teflon is a substance called PTFE, polytetrafluoroethylene. When heated above 260 degrees Celsius, 500 degrees Fahrenheit, which takes just 2 to 3 minutes on high heat, the coating begins to break down at a molecular level. It releases an invisible, odorless gas. Veterinarians have a term for it: Teflon toxicosis. If you leave a parrot in a cage in a kitchen where such a pan has overheated, the bird will die in minutes from lung hemorrhage. Their lungs are more delicate than ours. They are the indicator. But what kills a bird in a minute kills you over decades. Worse yet, PFOA, perfluorooctanoic acid, used in the production of Teflon, belongs to the class of forever chemicals. They are never eliminated from the body. Never. They accumulate in your liver and kidneys, provoking cancer. You are frying pancakes on toxic plastic. Fact 2. Aluminum foil. Do you bake potatoes or fish in foil? You think it's convenient. Science says it's neurodegenerative. Aluminum is a neurotoxin. At high temperatures, especially if you add acid, lemon, tomatoes, or spices, aluminum ions migrate from the foil directly into your food. The World Health Organization has established a safe limit for aluminum consumption, but a single piece of meat baked in foil can exceed this limit by 400%. Where does this metal go? It settles in the bones and, most terrifyingly, in brain tissue. Studies find abnormally high concentrations of aluminum in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. You are literally wrapping your sanity in a shiny wrapper of dementia. Fact 3. Plastic food containers. Look at the container you heat your lunch in at the office. Is it cloudy? Scratched? Throw it out immediately. When heated in a microwave, plastic, even the kind labeled BPA-free, starts to sweat chemicals. Bisphenol A, BPA, and its substitutes, BPS, are xenoestrogens. They mimic the female sex hormone estrogen. Getting into a man's body, they lower testosterone and sperm quality. In women, they provoke breast cancer and early puberty in girls. You aren't just heating soup, you are seasoning it with a hormonal cocktail that rewrites your endocrine system. Fact 4. Dish sponge. The dirtiest object in your house isn't the toilet seat. It's the sponge lying by the sink. Its porous structure, constant humidity, and grease residues make it the perfect resort for pathogens. Lab tests show up to 50 billion bacteria live in 1 cubic centimeter of a used sponge. They find Salmonella, E. coli, and Campylobacter there. When you wipe the table with this sponge, you aren't cleaning it. You are spreading colonies of fecal bacteria in an even layer. You think you are creating cleanliness, but actually, you are building a bacterial highway straight to your mouth. Fact 5. Cutting boards. Plastic. Do you hear the tapping of the knife? That is the sound of you seasoning your food with petroleum. A 2023 study, North Dakota State University, proved. By regularly using a plastic board, polypropylene or polyethylene, you produce millions of microparticles a year. But the problem isn't just microplastic. The problem is scars. The knife leaves deep cuts in the plastic. Raw meat juice and fat get stuck in these scratches. Plastic is a porous material. It doesn't have natural antiseptic properties like wood. Even in a dishwasher, water doesn't wash bacteria out of these micro-canyons. Biofilms form there, colonies of bacteria, listeria, salmonella, covered in protective slime that ordinary detergent can't penetrate. You are cutting vegetables on a bacterial graveyard mixed with plastic shavings. Fact 6. Dishwashing liquid. You look at the plate and see a shine. I see a chemical film. For surfactants to wash off completely, you need to rinse the plate 15 to 20 times with hot water. Nobody does that. You are eating sodium lauryl sulfate, SLS. This is a powerful degreaser originally developed for washing tanks and industrial floors. Getting into the stomach, it destroys the protective mucus layer of the stomach walls, opening the way for acid and ulcers. The second threat is methyl isothiazolinone. This is a preservative in dish detergent. It was named Allergen of the Year by the American Contact Dermatitis Society. It causes chronic eczema on hands and cumulative allergies, destroying your immune system through your skin and esophagus. Fact 7. Water filter pitchers. Marketers sold you the idea of living water. But any microbiologist will tell you, a carbon filter is the perfect incubator. Inside the cartridge, it is dark, damp, and there is organic matter that the carbon trapped from the water. It is a paradise for bacteria. If you delay replacing the cartridge by even a week, a dumping effect occurs. Accumulated toxins and bacterial colonies break away from the carbon and mass dump into your glass. The concentration of microbes in such water can be 100 times higher than in tap water. Furthermore, cheap filters use ion exchange resins that replace calcium ions, beneficial, with sodium ions. You are drinking dead, bacteria-infested, sodium-oversaturated water, thinking you are taking care of your health. Fact 8. Air fresheners, secondary pollution. It's not just chemicals, it's a reactor. The main component of fragrances is terpenes, for example, limonene, which gives a citrus scent. By itself, it is moderately dangerous. But in room air, limonene reacts with ozone, which exists in every home. The result of this reaction is formaldehyde. Yes, that very carcinogen. By spraying freshener, you are literally synthesizing poison in the air. Also in the composition are phthalates. They are needed so the scent hangs in the air for hours. Phthalates are endocrine saboteurs. They lower sperm counts in men and cause polycystic ovary syndrome in women. You are paying for infertility with the scent of lavender. Fact 9. Antiperspirants. Blockade. Do not confuse deodorant, masks odor, and antiperspirant, blocks sweat. The active substance is aluminum salts, aluminum chlorohydrate. How do they work? They cause swelling of the sweat gland cells, physically plugging them with a cork. Sweat is one way the body eliminates toxins. You are bricking up the exit for toxins. Where do they go? They accumulate in the nearest lymph nodes, in the armpits. The second problem. Aluminum is a metalloestrogen. It can mimic the action of estrogen, stimulating the growth of breast cancer cells. Most breast tumors form in the upper outer quadrant, closest to the armpit. Coincidence? Fact 10. Toothpaste, sublingual absorption. The oral mucosa is a sponge. Large veins are located under the tongue. In medicine, this is called sublingual administration. Drugs get into the blood from here in 30 seconds, bypassing the liver. When you brush your teeth with paste containing titanium dioxide, E171, whitener, and triclosan, you are injecting them directly into your bloodstream. France banned E171 in food due to the risk of intestinal cancer, but it is in toothpaste. Triclosan is a synthetic pesticide. It kills oral flora, opening the gates for fungal infections, candidiasis. Plus, it disrupts thyroid function. You are destroying your immunity twice a day, morning and evening. Fact 11. Shower curtain, PVC. That new curtain smell. Do you know what that is? It's vinyl chloride. a substance that the WHO classifies as a Group 1 carcinogen, proven human carcinogen. PVC is a rigid plastic. To make the curtain soft, up to 40% plasticizers, phthalates, are added to it. A hot shower creates ideal conditions. High temperature and humidity cause these substances to evaporate at a furious speed. The concentration of toxins in the shower cubicle can exceed the norm by dozens of times. You are standing naked in a cloud of carcinogenic vapor while your pores are wide open. Fact 12. Shampoos. Bioaccumulation. Parabens, methyl, butyl, propyl are used everywhere. Manufacturers say, "There's very little of them. It's safe." A lie. The problem is the bioaccumulation effect. Parabens are not fully eliminated. They accumulate in fatty tissue for years. A 2004 study, Dr. Philippa Darbre, found parabens in 18 out of 20 breast cancer tumor samples. And cocamide DEA, which is added for thick foam, is officially listed as a carcinogen in California. It is a derivative of coconut oil, but after chemical processing, it becomes toxic. Soap foam is beautiful packaging for oncology. Fact 13. Toilet paper. Dioxins. This is a zone of maximum absorption. The skin and mucous membranes there are extremely thin. White paper is bleached with elemental chlorine or its dioxide. The byproduct is dioxins. Dioxins are hormonal hackers. Even in negligible doses, they bind to cell receptors and change gene function. They cause endometriosis in women and lowered sperm quality in men. Plus, bisphenol A, BPA, is often found in paper. From where? From recycled waste paper, receipts, office paper, added to the raw material. Your eco-friendly recycled paper might be more toxic than virgin paper. Fact 14. Cotton swabs and pads, glyphosate. Cotton is called the dirtiest crop in the world. It is inedible, so pesticide limits for it are inflated significantly. 90% of cotton is GMO, resistant to herbicides. It is doused in glyphosate, Roundup. The WHO has recognized glyphosate as a probable carcinogen. Traces of glyphosate and insecticides are found in ordinary cotton wool. You use this to wipe your eyes, clean your ears, treat wounds. You are introducing pesticides directly into your blood or onto mucous membranes. The only way out is certified organic cotton, but it costs 3 times more. Fact 15. Mattress, night poisoning. While you sleep, your body should be detoxifying and recovering, but instead it is fighting a chemical attack. Polyurethane foam is a petroleum refining product. It is extremely flammable. To prevent the mattress from going up like a torch, it is soaked in flame retardants, PBDEs or borates. These substances are not chemically bound to the foam, they are simply mixed with it. Over time, they are released into the air as microdust. You breathe them for 8 hours. PBDEs lower IQ in children, cause hyperactivity and thyroid problems. And modern fiberglass socks, covers inside the mattress, when damaged, release millions of glass microneedles that get into the lungs and skin, causing chronic inflammation. Fact 16. Candles, diesel in the living room. Paraffin is the final product of oil cracking, that black sludge that remains after gasoline. It is bleached with benzene and sold to you as candles. When burning a paraffin candle, ultrafine particles, PM 0.1, are released. They are so small they pass through the lungs directly into the bloodstream, causing clots and vascular inflammation. The wick? In cheap candles, especially from China, a lead thread is added to the wick so it stands straight. Burning just one such candle saturates the air with lead above permissible outdoor limits. You are voluntarily setting up a gas chamber. Fact 17. Carpet, toxic sponge. Carpet is a sink for all the poisons in the house. Pesticides from shoes, heavy metals, dust, everything settles there. Vacuuming doesn't remove it. it lifts it into the air. But the carpet itself is also dangerous. The carpet backing, latex, and adhesive release 4-phenylcyclohexene. This substance causes headaches, nausea, and sick building syndrome. And stain-resistant treatment, like Scotchgard, is pure PFAS, fluoropolymers. Crawling children contact it with their skin. These substances suppress the immune response to vaccines in children and destroy the liver. Fact 18. Particle board furniture, formaldehyde background. The glue holding the sawdust together, phenol formaldehyde resin, does not polymerize completely. Furniture emits formaldehyde gas for years. Peak emissions are the first 2 years, but the process lasts up to 10 years. Formaldehyde is a protoplasmic poison. It coagulates proteins. Constant inhalation of low doses causes chronic fatigue, depression, asthma, and nasopharyngeal cancer. In apartments with new furniture, formaldehyde levels often exceed the norm by 5 to 10 times. You are living in a cabinet with poison. Fact 19. Air conditioner, Legionella. Condensation forms on the radiator inside the split system. It is always wet and dirty there. Legionella pneumophila multiplies in this slime. This is a bacterium causing severe pneumonia, Legionnaire's disease. Symptoms are flu-like, but the mortality rate reaches 10 to 15%. Furthermore, air conditioner filters accumulate Aspergillus spores, black mold. When turned on, the airflow shoots these spores throughout the room. Mold mycotoxins suppress immunity and can cause bleeding in the lungs. Fact 20. Receipts, transdermal poison. Bisphenol A, BPA, in receipts is in free form, powder, not bound in a polymer like in plastic. An experiment showed if you apply sanitizer, alcohol, or cream to your hands and then take a receipt, BPA absorption increases 100 times. The substance instantly penetrates the blood. BPA mimics estrogen, causing obesity, type 2 diabetes, and prostate cancer. Cashiers working with receipts all day have BPA concentrations in their bodies comparable to chemical plant workers. Fact 21. Laundry detergent, optical illusion. Optical brighteners are chemical phosphors. They absorb UV rays and glow blue, masking the yellowness of the fabric. The linen isn't clean, it's just painted with phosphor. These substances are phototoxic. Under sunlight on the skin, they can cause burns and dermatitis. They are extremely stable. They do not decompose in nature and accumulate in fish. You are wearing toxic paint that deceives your eyes and irritates your skin. Fact 22. Fabric softener, dangerous veil. To make fabric soft, softener coats it with a layer of cationic surfactants and silicones. This reduces fabric absorbency, towels dry worse, and makes clothes highly flammable. Pajama labels in the USA even write, "Do not wash with softener, risk of flammability." Hidden in the composition are often benzyl acetate, absorbed through skin, pancreatic carcinogen, and chloroform. Linen heated by an iron releases these vapors right into your face. Fact 23. Drain cleaner, alkaline strike. Sodium hydroxide, caustic soda, in concentrations up to 50%. Upon contact with water, a violent exothermic reaction, heating, occurs. Vapors can cause irreversible bronchial spasms. If the product mixes with something acidic, for example, residues of another cleaner, chlorine gas is released, a chemical warfare agent. In the USA, thousands of children annually receive esophageal burns just by reaching a bright bottle of drain cleaner. This is alien acid in your cupboard. Fact 24. Wet wipes, preservative. A moist environment is paradise for mold, so that wipes don't mold in the pack for years. They are soaked in lethal doses of preservatives. Methyl isothiazolinone, MI, is the main enemy. It causes contact dermatitis that looks like a chemical burn. In baby wipes, it is often replaced with phenoxyethanol, which depresses the nervous system in infants. Plus, the wipe itself is plastic. In the sewers, they clump into fatbergs, blocking drains and poisoning water with microplastic. Fact 25. Mothballs, gas of death. Paradichlorobenzene. Mothballs sublimate, evaporate, into a gas that is heavier than air. It accumulates at the bottom of closets and on the floor where children play. It causes liver destruction and cataracts, but the most terrifying thing is hemolytic anemia. The gas destroys red blood cell membranes and they disintegrate. A person turns pale, suffocates, organs fail due to hypoxia, and all this just to save an old sweater from moths. Fact 26. Dust. Chemical cocktail. Dust used to be particles of skin and sand. Today, household dust is a concentrate of flame retardants, phthalates, and pesticides. These heavy molecules don't fly out the window, they settle on the floor. Children consume up to 100 milligrams of such dust per day, hand to mouth. This is the main route for toxins entering a child's body. Dust load is directly linked to lowered IQ and the rise of autism. Your floor is more toxic than the asphalt on the street. Fact 27. Laminate. Formaldehyde 2.0. In 2016, a scandal erupted with the company Lumber Liquidators. Their laminate released formaldehyde exceeding the norm by 20 times. The problem is the glue in cheap HDF boards. When heated, underfloor heating or sun, gas emission intensifies. If you have laminate with emission class E2 or without marking, you are living in a gas chamber. Signs of poisoning: stinging eyes in the morning, scratchy throat, chronic runny nose that goes away if you leave home for a couple of days. Fact 28. Energy-saving bulbs, CFL, mercury. Compact fluorescent lamps. Inside, mercury vapors. If a lamp breaks, the concentration of mercury in the room can reach 50 micrograms per cubic meter. The norm is 0.3 micrograms per cubic meters, an excess of 160 times. Mercury is a powerful neurotoxin. It damages the cerebellum, coordination, and kidneys. You cannot vacuum such a lamp. The vacuum cleaner heats the mercury and sprays it as hot vapor, making poisoning instant and total. Fact 29. Ceramics, lead glaze. Lead makes glaze smooth and bright. In the USA, norms are strict, but imported dishes, Mexico, China, or grandma's vintage dishes often contain dangerous levels of lead. Acidic environments, coffee, juice, tomato soup, leach lead from the mug in minutes. Lead accumulates in bones, replacing calcium. It is not eliminated for decades. It causes hypertension, infertility, and irreversible intelligence reduction. Your favorite old mug might be the cause of your poor memory. Fact 30. Smart devices. Digital panopticon. Let's end with something that kills not the body, but freedom. Smart speakers, TVs, robot vacuums. In 2019, Amazon admitted that employees listened to recordings from Alexa. Your robot vacuum with a camera and LiDAR builds a detailed map of your home, determining where expensive furniture is, if there are children. This data is sold to insurance companies and advertisers. Smart TV takes screenshots of what you are watching every few seconds, ACR technology. You have housed a spy who knows more about you than your family. Privacy is a myth. You are transparent. We have just walked through your house. Look around.